Welcome, everybody, to the 2025 Daceyland Open Final Round MPO coverage presented by Greatest Media Team, Wyatt Works, and Disc Golf 978. My name is Connor Spillman. I was the tournament director for the event, and here with me in the commentary booth is Rivas Marcons Craig.
Hey Connor, thanks for having me. I was not the tournament director for this one for once, and just happy to be able to film some exciting action for the Championship Sunday at Daceyland. This was the first A-tier that this course in Borderland has ever seen, so it was very exciting to get behind the scenes coverage as well as get to play the event for the first time. Just want to say thank you again for having us.
And we thank you. I mean, this was a very big project by the Dacey and Borderland communities, and we're been a long time coming, and we're really excited to showcase some of the best talent in disc golf in this region. And you're looking at them right now with David Fleck, Andres Ripley, Dylan Capaccioli, and the two-time MPO Daceyland champion winner, Sam Henderson. So we're going to see a good battle here. These guys know these courses very well. They've been playing them for many years. And out ahead of this field, we have Sam Henderson and Dylan Capaccioli shooting hot rounds at Borderland the day before. We had a 13 under from Sam Henderson and a 14 under from Dylan Capaccioli.
Yeah, so tell us more about hole one here, Connor.
Well, hole one here, you have a couple options. There's a safe route on the left side that you can do away from the water, or you can risk it and go over the water and give yourself a really good shot at an eagle look hit at this very technically designed par 4.
Teeing off first from Norton, Massachusetts, representing Latitude 64. Let's give it up for Sam Henderson. Woo!
Sam!
And here we go. Awesome job with the player intros there. Sam's just going to go confidently off the tee with the mid-range here. This is a pretty daunting hole one, especially since the gap is pretty tight. I don't know what it is with this gap, but it's not easy.
Yeah, I mean, that's the route that a lot of these guys are going to take, you know, having the opportunity to get over the water safely and have a look at an eagle is definitely how they're going to want to start their round.
For Dylan Capaccioli.
But if anybody's going to eagle this hole, it's definitely Dylan.
Yeah, it looks like he's going with like a faster disc, maybe like a hybrid, maybe that H5.
Uncharacteristic, took it a little wide, looked like it kicked a little left there. You know, that eagle look is kind of out of contention.
Yeah, and we only say uncharacteristic because he is known to eagle this one all the time.
Come on, baby.
Ooh, and Andres finds OB, which is not the ideal start, but you have many ways to save a par here.
MPO
So
lead card for the final round of the 2025 Daceyland Open from Woodstock, Connecticut, representing Team Disc Golf 978. Let's give it up for David Fleck.
So funny enough, Andres and David shot pretty much the same exact round at Borderland round 2. Make sure to check out that coverage. We have that on our channel. And you know, it wasn't that great of a round for those two guys, but they still made it to the lead card because of their really hot starts at Dacey, which is this course that you're going to be watching here. So they're pretty familiar with this course. I expect actually to see even better scores. Nothing like Justin Chu did, but Andre shot a 13 down, David shot a 12 down first round when it came to Dacey. So it's going to be exciting to see what these guys do and see if Sam is going to feel any pressure from these guys.
absolutely, and some of the angles that these guys have to take in this side is kind of the risk they're willing to take. As you can see, Dylan pitching up there, putting it right under the basket, kind of eliminating the missed gap hit in the beginning.
It's not looking good. Not the way that you want us to start at Dacey here. But it can happen. I mean, how many times have you birdied versus bogeyed? What's your percentage here, Connor?
Oh, it is 50-50, and I think anybody who plays this course would agree that they have a similar route, because if you don't make it over the water, then bogey is in your sight line. But if you make it over the water, then a birdie is smooth sailing.
And that's why I think it's a true par four. I mean, yeah, it could be a par three, but there would be a lot of fives. It averaged 3.5, so you can argue that even a four would do enough here. And look at that. David Fleck making his par save. I didn't think he would get out of that jam. He was really thick in there.
Yeah, great putt from David Fleck there. Very excited to see that start from him, keeping it nice and cool, calm and collected. Dylan taking a birdie, finding a way through all of that. This is how you handle this hole when you're well experienced and you play this course enough. There's ways to find birdies in this hole, and you just watch Sam and Dylan walk away with that and start their round off just nice, and so, kind of coast into hole two.
Yeah, we didn't mention the OB in the back too. So again, making the hole more difficult.
Hole two, par three, 221 feet, continuing that OB streak from hole one. We have OB here on the left side, which does come into play if you're going to take the route that Sam's looking at right here. But if you're not, if you take the right side of this fairway, you really have to fight through a wall of trees that are sometimes your friend and sometimes not. And as you can see, Sam just lacing the gap, no, just hitting that perfectly, staying away from out of bounds there. That's why he is out in front, and that's why he is playing the way he is. I gotta say, before I give it up to you, Ravis, when Dylan does stuff like this, and you look at a shot and he just decides to do a forehand and just absolutely laces the gap, it'd be nice to be good at disc golf, you know?
Yeah, he's one of the best forehanders I know. I mean, so controlled and making moves with Prodigy this year, becoming one of the, I don't know, is he a co-captain? I know that he's being represented very well with his own brand stamp with Prodigy, and they're going to be at the Disc East. Make sure to give them a shout out, pick up some new merch at their tables.
Absolutely. Very excited to see what happens for him in the 2026 season. And as you can see, David and Andres here taking that right side traditionally and getting a little caught up in having to find ways to save par. And that happens a lot on this hole. Sometimes it can be luck and sometimes it can be a really skilled shot. And great putt from Sam. Great start out of Sam, 2 for 2, taking it down. Andres here is known to hit these downtown, Ravis. I don't know about you, but I've seen him do this a bunch of times.
Oh yeah, he's very familiar with. Oh, wasn't expecting that. This hole averaged 2.61, so kind of a birdie fest for the 50 competitors playing this tournament. However, hole three is a different story, so we'll talk about that stat in a second here. But we see a couple birdies, couple pars, pretty traditional on hole two there. So yeah, hole three, Connor, one of the toughest holes of the day. Tell us more about it, please.
Yeah, absolutely. Hole three is a great hole, well designed. It's a 375-foot dog-legged island par four. Traditional way to handle this hole is to get through the gap and swing left, so you give yourself a shot, confidently take the risk of throwing over the island and getting safe onto the green, because this is a hole that can turn into a double bogey or triple bogey very quickly when you find that island hole and don't make it across. And as you can see, Sam and Dylan just trying to get around the edge, just give themselves a look so that they can execute the next shot. This is one of those second shot holes that means more than the first shot.
Yeah, Dylan going with a forehand roller. I didn't see this coming. I have never seen him. I mean, I've seen a lot of rounds at Daisy with Dylan, but he's never done that on my card. So that must be something new for him. Great result. I also just want to shout out Miles Sayer for eagling hole one. He was one of the few people to eagle it during the tournament. So he's starting off really well. And you saw on the leaderboard, he wasn't too far behind these guys. So be sure to watch out for him.
Absolutely, and great shot by Andres Ripley, hitting that gap perfectly. And if you don't hit the gap, you're faced with a decision that David has in front of him. And this guy has an excellent forehand, and I can see that he had that shot perfectly lined up. And oh, I didn't see the OB sign. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, executed well and unfortunate. Probably put a little too much juice on it. And this is the risky play that everyone seems to be faced with on this hole, and that was
Let's go.
executed perfectly by Sam Henderson, putting himself 10 feet from the
Let's
pin.
go.
I mean, look at the gap that he had, Ravis. You're really risking it going OB twice here.
Yeah, no, this is why it's the hardest hole in the course because it's not
Let's
only an
go.
island, but usually you have to flex it. You have to go around
Let's
the trees
go.
that are standing 20 feet in front of you. And then you have to worry about the water that's near the edge in the back and the front. So it's a very daunting hole. I think it's one of the best holes on the course. I wish you had more holes like this, Connor. I really do.
I couldn't agree more. And seeing Andres hit the backside of that, I mean, if that did not bounce back the way that it did, well, that was looking right at the backside of the OB. And Andres, excellent shot, giving himself the ability to birdie this hole. And Dylan here going with a forehand
He thought he
flush
was OB,
shot.
so I could see why, though. He put a lot of juice on that one. Not
He
Dylan, I was
definitely,
talking about Andres there, yeah.
definitely.
So this hole averaged 4.41, which is the most difficult hole of the day, and we only saw 22 pars. Here's Andre for three, though. Boom.
Andres Ripley from downtown.
You love to
What
see
a
it.
putt.
That was a great birdie. He executed the tee shot. He got rewarded with a good approach, and he made a really stellar putt. So that's what we like to see on this hole. I remember a stat that there was a 90-person flex start when you guys used to do the hoots and scoots, which I really hope comes back. Please tell me they'll come back. And I remember there was only one birdie the whole hoot and scoot, and that was 90 players. I mean, this tournament obviously had or today only had about 80 people, but still, I just find that so odd that only one person birdied it, and that's how hard this hole can be sometimes.
Definitely.
All right, tell us more about hole four. I love this hole.
Great hole, hole four, one of the signature holes here at Dacey Disc Golf. It is a 320-foot shot that you have to kind of get through this gap here and really miss this tree in the middle that you're seeing on your screen, right on the left side. That tree kind of defines where your disc is going to go, and it really makes the shot very technical. You're going to see a lot of players here. They're going to try and throw a backhand that's going to try to sneak through this pine grove here. You might even see a forehand through the left-hand side, which is a very risky shot. And Sam, being a lefty, might actually go for a lefty backhand through this shot.
Yeah, that's a crazy line. I don't understand why anybody would take this line, even as a lefty.
Yes, Sam.
That is so sketchy.
Let's
Because
go.
if
It's
you hit early, you're done. But he is trying to make his fourth birdie in a row, so I respect that, and I really hope he gets it. He's in a great spot, probably about 35 feet. That'll be a killer putt if he makes that.
and great shot by Andres, really holding that line really low to the ground and giving yourself a skip to the pine
Did
grove
he
there.
just do the same line?
No, he took the right
Oh my
side.
God, he almost aced
And
that.
but Dylan is going for a forehand through this gap here, and this is coming at 1,000 miles an hour, and that must have I think that flashed the basket. That was
That
an
is the same
incredible
line.
shot.
I mean, I know it's a forehand, but I'm saying that tight gap he's going through. That's
It's
crazy.
the people that come to play this course don't often look at that gap. They're always looking to the right side, and these guys here are showing you alternate routes.
I'm just super impressed that we've seen almost two within the circle. Let's see if Sam can get his fourth birdie in a row. This would be a statement and starting off like incredibly at Dacey.
And he's been in this position before, so
Oh
he
my
knows how big this
gosh.
moment is. And
You remember that skins match when he just like went off on Simon and them?
oh yeah, absolutely. That was legendary.
That's what it feels like right now. I'm like rewatching this. That's what it feels like. This is insane. Look at this putt. He is truly feeling it. This is the best I've ever seen him play. And I said a lot about that at Borderland, but now we're at Dacey, which is a lot tougher, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sam Henderson knows these woods very well, and he is putting on a performance here.
Come on.
And we're seeing Dylan line up, which is an uncharacteristic from Dylan there. A little cage hit. We saw it earlier on hole three, but
Yeah, he's just I don't know if he just took it out too much the day before. He shot 10-50 round, went 14 down, but
cleaning up some pars here. And everyone kind of came out a little unscathed there with just pars, but some of those birdies I know those guys really wanted. Hole five, par three, 265 feet. And this is one of the hardest birdies to get on the course for sure. As you can see where the basket is, it's a really tough hyzer, really tough angle. And even if you get through the gap, you're faced with an uphill death putt if you really want to get that birdie. And it's definitely one of these holes where a lot of these guys might just take a par and move on. But I'm very, very interested to see if anybody's going to attack this hole.
yeah, this is I don't know what it is with this hole. I think it's just the basket's way too close to the top of the ledge. If they moved it back a little bit shorter, you'd see a lot more birdies. There's only two birdies on this hole, so that's surprising for a 50-person MPO field. This hole averaged 3.17 and it's less than 280 feet. That's wild.
It absolutely is wild, and great shots both by Sam and
Yeah,
Andres.
that
As you can,
turnover for Sam. Can we talk about that? That was insane.
oh, it was fantastic, and even with the great shots like that, you're still faced with a decision if you're going to run that putt or not. And
Yeah, that he
it's
can't go 5 for 5. He's not going to run that. There's no way.
and again, you're seeing these forehand flex shots from Dylan Capaccioli, unbelievable, and it sticks right on the rocks. I mean,
Mm,
dream scenario for Dylan there,
look at
unbelievable
that.
throw.
That's that A5, I think, bro.
Yeah,
That
that
is,
8-5 is doing wonders for him.
yeah, that the way that he is able to curve that and then have it kind of just like stable out at the end. Very cool.
Unbelievable. David Fleck matching the backhand side of that shot. Unbelievable throw by David Fleck. He's going to
Yeah.
have a look at a birdie there.
You don't see
Um,
this many birdie looks on this hole. This is pretty impressive, I'll be honest.
oh, I definitely agree. And Sam here, I can only imagine that he wanted to run it, but I mean, in the position that he's in, that was the right move.
I agree. You can't really run it at that point. He's already got like a 5-stroke lead and
Great
smart.
putt from Dylan Capaccioli, getting the birdie there, bouncing back from a few of those missed putts in the few holes there. And Andres tapping out his par there.
Yeah, only
Um,
one of two birdies, Dylan Capaccioli. So I that's hard to believe that. It's crazy. Well, we're about to hit one of the best holes on the course. Tell me more about hole six.
Hole six, very fun hole. Definitely kind of can ease off the gas a little bit here. As you can see, it's a 270-foot par three that looks a little guarded, but there's a lot of open space on this right side. And once you get around that space, you're faced with a lesser difficult version of the hole five putt, but still a death putt, as you can see, perched up there. And this is a must-get birdie for all of these guys because this hole here, I can only imagine played on the birdie side.
Oh yeah, this is you saw it on the drone preview. It said 2.93, so it was definitely one of the easier ones, but still not a must get. Like it's kind of it's one of those that if you're feeling good, you're gonna get it. If you're burning a few in a row before this, you're gonna get this. But if you're off, you're most likely not gonna get this. And I just jinxed probably Sam there.
I'm managing Sam here, but this is that open side that I was mentioning earlier. It's in Andres pushed that a little bit, but as you can see, landing on flat surface, open look at the basket. A lot of these guys are gonna look at that side and see if they can find their way out of it. And David here going with a little more of a traditional play here, keeping it low and having it drift a little bit to the right. It's gonna be tricky, but he's gonna have a look.
That's his famous rock, I think. But he won't be throwing that this season, Connor. You know, did you see that he's with Prodigy? It looks like Dylan was able to recruit at least 4 or 5 new players. I don't know if you saw that or not this offseason.
Well, Prodigy just gained some excellent upcoming rising stars in the New
Absolutely.
England scene of disc golf.
Yeah, I was happy to see that. I mean, David Fleck, Andres Ripley. I think there's one more that I'm forgetting about, but either way, very cool. Dylan's just gonna most likely gonna get his par, but he still has some work to do.
And great run from Andres Ripley, hitting cage, getting right side. Very popular miss to make here on this hole. And Dylan here having a pretty tough comeback here, putt here. Again, I
Yeah,
said it earlier in other holes, uncharacteristic, and that's more like it from Dylan Cap right there. I mean, that's the kind of putts that we're
he kind of
used to
needed
seeing. It's
that.
unfortunate it was for a bogey, but I mean, that's the kind of stuff that we know him very well for.
So I want to say that was his first bogey in a long time. Oh no, Fleck, the birdie chance. Yeah. Well, Borderland, he got a bogey on hole 10 on hole 10, it looks like.
Great putt there by Andres, taking the par, moving on.
Easy cleanup for Sam here.
Yep.
And Sam is still doing pretty good here. All right, hole 7.
Hole
No,
7, par 3, 285 feet. Very fun designed hole. You're have a very unique gap to try and hit here with OB in the middle of the course and all the way to the left if you find yourself there. You really have to try and throw something straight through this gap here and try and keep it away from that OB in the middle. And Sam here, I've seen him do this shot a couple times, and
I love it.
it just makes me happy that that's what he was thinking looking at that gap because the players that come to this course every day are looking at a completely different gap, and Sam's just finding new lines here at Dacey.
When you have a powerful forehand, though, you can do things like that. It's just very strange to go around that left side of that tree, though. That's just, I don't get it. And Andre's getting pretty lucky there. I think he almost thought he was OB. We'll see.
Well, and if you had seen the skins match of this tournament, you'll know that um, Dylan had one of the most incredible aces I've ever seen on camera here. We watched him do a forehand flex skip shot ace. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It was pretty incredible.
Yeah, it was one of our most viral aces until Matt Dollar's ace, Connor. And that was pretty
The
cool. So we
Matt
have a lot of,
Dollar ace.
yes, we have a lot of Charlotte Roar coverage coming up, so make sure to stay tuned. And hole 7, there was an ace. Shout out to Kevin Shields. Kind of easy up and downs for these guys. None of them went OB. They should be able to save pars. And no way!
Unbelievable. Andres
What?
Ripley.
Was that for birdie too?
It was for birdie.
That's an aura right there. That's some aura farming if I've ever seen it.
Unbelievable. What a putt. I mean, it's great to see it on camera, but it's not shocking. He's known to be deadly from C2, and
Oh
he just showed
my.
everybody on camera what he's capable of. Unbelievable. Andres Ripley running in.
That was smooth too. That looked really good.
He's just missing the visor. If you ever see this man and he's competing with a visor on, you are in trouble.
You know, he took the visor off after his round at Borderland, I think. So probably washed away those vibes. But that's not bad. He's coming back a little bit. I like that.
Absolutely.
Let's see if David Fleck can top that. Ah,
We're a little low from David
yeah, I
there.
think David Fleck's a
I
little
think
tired.
it's a little. It's again. It's a lot, if we're seeing misses here, it's uncharacteristic for the most part. But when you're in the final round of an A tier, the pressure's on, and you can feel the nerves. And putts like that become much farther in your head than they need to be.
But the problem is David Fleck hasn't birdied at all. In fact, he has one bogey, and during this time right now, he has 0 birdies. So he really needs to step it up a little bit. All right, here we go. Hole 8. Tell me what's going on here.
Hole 8, par 3, 310 feet. This is a tricky shot. This has a very gradual angle that goes to the left, and there's OB that's all on the left-hand side due to the swamp and marshy areas. And you really have to keep your disc very straight and land softly, because if you find that left side, which Andres just did, and we'll see, that's right up on the OB. That I'm not sure
Yeah,
if
it's
that's OB or
close.
not, but he's definitely playing with fire there.
That was a
And
nice
great
shot.
shot from Sam, but got kicked up a little bit right towards the end.
Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate. It looked like a really good shot by him. So at this moment, Sam is 4 down. Miles Sayre is 4 down. Landon Brooks is 4 down.
Yeah.
But David Fleck, Andres Ripley, and Dylan Capaccioli, they're only about 1 or 2 or even at this point.
And I gotta say, what an excellent bounce back from David Fleck there. I mean, giving himself a 10-footer on hole 8 like that on the right-hand side, he really trusted that disc. It really it shaped very well, and it's going to give him a great look to bounce back and get that first birdie that he's been looking for.
Ah, there we go. That's the OB that we were talking about for Dylan. Unfortunate. But he should be able to have a par save look. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, going back to David Fleck's shot, that was a rip, dude. That was just what you want to see on hole 8. Perfection. Oh, Andres almost did it back to back.
Of course, hitting some form of metal there, just showing him and showing the viewers here what his distance range looks like. And excellent putt for
Oh,
Dylan.
par
Great
save
putt.
city.
Yeah, he definitely needed that. You can see him run that one in. And looking at this angle here, I mean, these putts are very challenging.
Yeah, this is way more uphill than the camera is showing. And that was just beautiful. So this hole averaged 3.04. A little more difficult than you probably imagined. But it does have some depth and some teeth.
Great putt from David, getting that first birdie. Well executed from beginning to end. It's how you play that shot.
Yeah, no, very well played. And here we go. Let's see if Sam can at least get his par save here. And move on to hole 9 unscathed. He started off really hot. Now he's kind of just on the par train, which is fine for Dacey. I mean, I think 3 or 4 is the mark that you want to see for an A tier. You don't want to be too aggressive, but 3 or 4 is a good mark.
Yeah, and he has the cushion right now to give up a few pars here and keep his train moving to getting that first A tier win that he's been looking for.
All right, moving on to hole 9. This is just like a dream. That hanging basket, just final 9 coming up. But first, we have to deal with this uphill hole with no out of bounds. Just a little tough because of how uphill it is, and then you have that hanging basket, which can cause a couple of headaches if you're not ready for the putt.
Yeah, this is a challenging hole for really any skill level here. You really need to make sure that you are keeping it tight and giving it a lot of power. This uphill here, it might say 335 feet, but it kind of plays 400. I don't know about you, Ravis, but I get that feeling when I walk up to this hole.
It's funny because I've said that to in the past, and I definitely feel like it's 400, and then Harry would be like, no, it feels like 350, 360. I'm like, really? And I always find that interesting because of the power that I need. It needs a certain height. It's not just throwing it level, it's also the height. So I think that's where you and I are maybe asking for 400, but some of these pros are putting on a laser beam line, so they're not throwing it as high if you think about that. So,
No, that is definitely a good assessment of how this hole is
yeah.
broken down here. And right now we have a couple par saves that we need to establish here. And David almost looks like he almost rang it up from
Yeah, that would have been
all the way
cool.
down the hill.
This whole average 2.98, so right around par. Not always going to get the birdie, but you should get the birdie.
Come on, give it to him. Miss another one right.
Oh my God.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
It was a little right. I don't know. Um, but
Yeah,
yeah.
we just got new baskets too, and
Yeah, we can't play in the baskets, guys. Like we can't.
starting to think that we might need new baskets again.
No, 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 Connor. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not the baskets. And I can say ladies because shout out to the 20% female subscribers that are watching our channel. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we definitely use that joke around with the baskets here at Dacey. And we have a large community here that show up to the leagues, and it's really great to see all the different types of people that come through this course and play this course. And we're very excited to see its growth and all of the men and all of the women involved. It's really cool.
Absolutely. Again, the theme right now is that Sam has slowed down a little bit, but others have not. Check out that leaderboard. We have a lot of movement. We have Miles Sayre, who is starting off really hot. He's about 5 down. We have Landon Brooks. Dylan Capaccioli, he hasn't had too much of a streak, but he hasn't had a few birdies and a few flash moments out there for us. And then we have Andrew Fish, who's picking it up as well. So falling back a little bit is Andres Ripley and David Fleck, but we also have Stephen Durning right there in the mix with Josh DiBattista. So a very cool shaking out and what we expected in the final round. What are your thoughts here, Connor?
Oh, I mean, this is really exciting golf. The way to play this course is to stay calm and stay chill to the front nine, and then the back nine gives you a lot of opportunities to score. And it seems to me that we're looking at a battle here for second place, but Sam Henderson with a 7-stroke lead going in the back nine. Be exciting to see how he handles it.
Big shout out to our sponsors, Greatest Media Team, Disc Golf 978, Why It Works, and Flying Saucers. And don't forget Discmania. They hooked us up with those awesome bags, Connors. That was sweet.
Yeah, thank you to all those sponsors mentioned, and look forward to seeing you all on the back nine here for the 2025 Daceyland Open MPO coverage.